Alright guys, so the next takedown we're going to do for today is off a clinch. Alright, so if you haven't watched our pummeling and clinching video from earlier, check that out. Make sure you understand the underhook and the overhook and how to pummel as well. Alright, so that's going to be our starting position for this next takedown. In nice and tight, good control on the arm, good underhook. Alright, and we're going to focus on the large inner reap, or sometimes here in New Zealand we call it the inside trip. Alright. So the key element of this trip, like circle around slightly for you guys, is to get your partner to straddle that lead leg. Right? Straddle the leg on the underhooking side. So in order to achieve that, I'm going to step with my back leg around the corner a little bit, and I use my underhooking hand to pull my partner onto that leg. All right? Let's look at that bit from a couple of different scenarios. So we're here. I like to step off on about a 45-degree angle. Back leg steps, lead leg pulls. And see how Rose has ended up kind of straddling my lead leg. Alright, so watch again from a slightly different angle. I step and pull. And once she's straddling that lead leg, I can use that leg to try and trip the leg, right? So the large inner reap, or major inner reap, really means using the outside length, which is longer than the inside length, alright? So I'm using the outside length once she's straddling that leg to do the trip. And to achieve that, I'm basically going to drop to my lead knee and I'm going to lay my shin straight on the floor. Right. When I go for this one, I really like to not lift the leg. I want to trip her right at the ankle level. Okay? So when you trip over, normally when you guys are not paying attention and you catch yourself on the sidewalk, it's because the shoe or the bottom of your limb caught and snagged, right? And your body goes overcommitting over the top. We very rarely trip from a knee level forwards, right? You'd have to be tripping right over a park bench or something. But most commonly when we stumble, it's from the foot level, and the leverage there is just better. So from this position, I pull her up to straddle that leg, and I'm gonna drop to my lead knee, lay my shin on the floor, ankle flat. I then lean into her. And you can start to see she's coming off balance and then she's going to end up sitting down backwards. How does that work? This is just a little bit of really simple judo theory about balance. So if my partner was standing dead flat and had a little bit of weight down on her legs, she's nice and strong in this scenario side to side, but where she's not strong is when her weight moves at a right angle to that or straight through that. So if I can pull her weight forwards, she becomes off balance. If I could nail her feet to the floor and push her weight backwards, she becomes off balance. So the inside trip, once I have my lead leg forward, remember that's the underhook side, and she's straddling it, it's going to come down behind, say that, it's going to come down behind her, right? And I'm blocking her feet in place by using that foot to trap the back of her ankle, and I'll show you another angle of that in a second. And my overhooking hand comes down to control her leg. By leaning in, she's starting to go off balance backwards, and then I let her fall and start to control the position. So let's watch again. Underhooks, I pull her up to that side as much as I can, leg drops, control, lean forward, step over, and establish the half guard. A couple of different angles for you. Underhook, step off and pull her up. Leg down, control, leaning forward, and she's down. Right. What I really like about this one is when you can do it all together at a slightly faster level and the timing is right, it's a really smooth takedown. So you need to be, guys, this is a great point. See how my partner's come into that pummel position and she hasn't brought the right foot forward. So she needs to be, if she's underhooking with her right hand, this is set up when her right leg is forward, right? Remembering that we start here, both in a strong position, and I pull her up by bringing her in on that side. If she didn't have that leg in place, I'm going to struggle to pull her back leg forward. When I pull from this hip, see how that foot comes up? And I'm going to need that step to get the timing, right? If she had the other foot forward, then I can't pull her weight any further forward because she can brace on that leg. So I'm not close enough to do the takedown. So make sure you're doing it when you guys are this right leg forward each with the right underhook, or left leg forward each on the left underhook. Okay. So I'll show you the whole movement with some timing. So I'm going to pull in and drop. All right. Notice that once I have the timing, the trip can also become a sweep. As I pull her forward, I can knock her foot out of the way before it touches the ground. But I suggest you start with the trip first. Trip will teach you all the correct angles and the correct foot placement. Use the momentum once you have the fundamentals in play. Don't rely on momentum first. All right? Let's work it on the other side. So grips, left leg forward. I step off on the angle with the back leg, pulling her around, drop, drive. She starts to drop, and I make sure I step over the knee, at least getting the half guard rather than her re-guarding me from that position or putting hook in and sweeping me. Let's go all the way through. Alright. So large inner reap or inside trip.